Welcome to another business video by Nan. Today we have a special guest with us, and his name is Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. Carlos is from Colombia, and he speaks perfect Spanish. He's also a Spanish teacher, so he's going to help me out today to show the difference between the verb have between English and Spanish. But first, we're going to look at the similarities. So I'm going to ask Carlos some questions, and he's going to tell us what he would say in Spanish. Carlos, how would you say, do you have time?
¿Tienes tiempo?
Okay, so if you don't know any Spanish, tener or tienes is have. So in this case, they are exactly the same. How would you say, how many brothers do you have?
¿Cuántos hermanos tienes?
Once again, we're going to use have in English and have in Spanish, no problem. And finally, how do you say, do you have a new car?
¿Tienes un nuevo carro?
Carro, or you said coche, right? Sometimes some people say coche.
Okay, carro es en América Latina, auto también, y coche es más en España.
Okay, so there we see English and Spanish very similar. But today we're going to focus on the differences. So, Carlos, the common question, how old are you? How do you say that in Spanish?
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Okay, and you never ask a woman that question, right?
Sorry.
No, just kidding. So in English, if you translate that, it would be how many years do you have? Not English at all. In English, we use the verb to be. What about the sentence, we are the same age?
¿Tenemos la misma edad?
So he used tenemos, which is for we or nosotros. And once again, they use have in Spanish, but in English, we use are, the verb to be. Very different. A couple more. How would you say, I am hungry?
Okay. Tengo hambre.
Okay, and if we translate that into English, it would be, I have hunger? Is that English? No, that is perfect Spanish. But in English, we use the verb to be, I am. And me, he knows I'm always hungry, right? And finally, I am thirsty.
Tengo sed.
Okay, so same thing, I have thirst. Not very funny in English there. We use the verb to be, I am thirsty. And let's look at two more. How would you say in Spanish, you're at a party, right? And somebody says, so, are you having a good time? And you say, yes, I'm having a good time. How would you say that in Spanish?
Sí, paso un buen tiempo, me divierto mucho.
Okay, so he's going to use pasar, pass, or he's going to use divertir, which is kind of like enjoy or something, or have fun.
Sí, exactamente.
But we're not going to use the verb have in Spanish. So big difference. And finally, the question, do you want to have a coffee? How would you say that in Spanish?
Want to have a coffee? ¿Quieres tomar un café?
Yes, he uses the verb tomar. And if you know Spanish, tomar means to take in English. We would not say, would you like to take a coffee? We never take food in English. We take a shower, we take the bus, but we always have food. We have breakfast, we have lunch, we have a coffee, we have a sandwich. We love the verb have. So that were the major differences between, for the verb have, between English and Spanish. Thank you so much, Carlos.
Oh, Nancy, thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.